Alrighty, so what we have here is video that's basically two things. First part is going to be fairly straightforward. Basically, we're going to be just giving you a quick demonstration of our filters. As you can see in existing Linux MCE, you have filters that let you jump quickly to certain things. So that's been something that I need to take care of. And so here we are on Q Orbiter, far from complete, by the way. Well, I'm going to get to that other issue in a minute, but in the meantime, as you can see, filters work of all different sorts. So there's that. There's also a back button akin to the previous one. There's some bugs, obviously, mainly in that you have to make sure you deselect the filters before you go to the next media type, or you won't be able to select crap. I'll fix that at some point, but you know, I have kind of a lot of shit to do. Attribute sorts, yeah. I'm gonna say that if you're running this on your production core, you don't want to actually click audio. If you're like me and you have like a huge amount of music, it will pretty much lock up your machine, or not your machine, but it'll lock up Q Orbiter. That's something we also need to fix. So that's basically the rough description. Now here's the part two. If you don't know how to get something downloaded from this SVN and up and running, then you probably shouldn't be messing with Q Orbiter right now. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's just a simple fact. I'm starting to come to a point where I'm spending way too much time trying to support people that just want to have a look and aren't necessarily going to contribute anything versus me actually getting shit done. Sounds harsh, I know, I don't really care. It's a fact. I have limited time to do this, so really, if I'm going to stop and help you, I really expect you to contribute something. I expect the skin out of you, something. Like, I don't want to hear, oh, I can't figure this out. The whole point of you downloading is to learn QML. So if something's happening, you need to figure out what it is. I mean, that's pretty much the long and short of it. Like I said, I know it sounds dickish, but, you know, I've figured out 90% of this shit just by, you know, stopping and reading. So that's what you need to do. Stop, read, pay attention. Don't skip shit, alright? I've come across many people who have for some reason felt that they needed to skip something even though they don't know anything about what we're doing. Don't do that, because I will probably yell at you. Okay? I'm more than helpful if you have something you want to contribute, but I mean, really, at this point, I'm dealing with multiple users that just kind of want to peek, and, you know, they hit these problems, which if they had spent 5 minutes learning QML and how the system works, I wouldn't have to stop and figure this out for them. At which point I've actually told them I'm not going to anymore because I don't have time for that. I'm trying to get things done in the Orbiter so that way it can be to a point. Then we can start helping people, you know, with all this other random, you know, stuff. But I mean, for the most part, if you want to be useful here, your biggest asset is going to be you downloading the SDK onto your computer and just learning QML, period. Learning about deployment, learning about how it copies folders over, learning the whole effing thing. Okay? In the meantime, if you have any C experience, any Android experience, we need you guys. We've been trying to work on getting an Android build out the door. Has not worked. We're running into some deployment issues at the very end. We're actually able to build the entire effing thing, but it doesn't like to install on the devices, and it crashes on startup due to not being able to find certain libraries. So if you stop by IRC, we can go over this in more detail. But the long and short of it is, that's basically where we're hung up. As far as iOS is not on my radar. There's no Qt port, and I'm not a Mac developer, so that's the end of that topic. And that's pretty much it. Alright. Yeah, I know today's video wasn't exactly happy, but, you know, I need more developers, not bystanders and people just looky-looing. Okay? Goodbye.